everyone, I'm Merlin, and I've been meaning to do a tutorial for the song Resurrection for quite a while. So in this tutorial I will present you the whole song. I will teach you how to play the whole song, starting from the intro to all 3 or 4 solos, actually quite a lot of solos in that song. And I will start by the rhythm section and then going on to the solo section. The rhythm section is pretty straightforward actually. You'll notice the verses are always the same, and I will go to those verses, but first I will go through the intro, which is, it starts with the drums, and then it goes to a big E chord. Now the way you want to play those E chords all depends on which versions of the songs you want to play. For example, during the live versions, Brian often changes between an open chord version to that version, to the power chord version. So I'd say do a bit as you want, but the progression itself is simple. It's just go. Or it's important that you keep the rhythm on your right hand. That's for the E chord. Then it goes into a quick progression between a D, an A, pulled G on the E string, and back to E, something like that. I'll do it again. So you do this 3 times. After those 3 times, instead of that progression, you end up on a G chord, something like. And then you go into the first solo, the intro solo. So I'll do the first part again from the start. And then you go into the first solo. I'll play it at full speed to start off, and then I slow it down for you. Yeah, so again, multiple ways to play this solo. If you want to follow the studio version, stay with your pickup configuration, stay in bridge and middle in phase. However, if you want to emulate something like the Brixton Academy version, the live versions, Brian used the neck pickup for that solo. So now that the sound is settled, let's go with the notes themselves. You start at the 16th fret on the G string, and you pull off. So this is something that's called a pull off. You pull your ring finger and you hit the 16th on the D string. Back to the 14th. So now what you could do is perfectionate your raking technique. So it's something that's quite useful when you're playing solos by Brian. Something like it's a trick to do, because you need to mute all the strings that you're not playing, apart from the one that you want the notes to ring. For solos, I mean, something like, you know. you only want the G string to ring there. So bend on the 16. And now you've got the B string. 13, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15th. Now again that rake, and it's a pre-bend. A pre-bend which you let go a bit and then you put it right up, something like. Back to the 16th. So there you basically bend, it's the 14th fret with your first finger. And then back to the 16th on the G. And then a double stop bend. So you need to use your ring and middle finger to bend the 17th fret, the B string on the 17th fret, and your first finger to hit the note, the 14th on the E string, which is exactly the same note, but you get this effect. Especially if you do like an intense vibrato with the B string. So that's the first solo settled. Now let's go to the rhythm section, which is in F sharp minor. So you start with an F sharp minor chord. Now, as I said in my Somebody to Love video, there are multiple ways to play this chord. My way and Brian's way to play it is to use the thumb to hit the E string. And basically muting the G string there. You don't really hear the G string, it's almost like a power chord. You could play the classical way if you want. But I'll do it this way for the rest of the song. So, start with an F sharp minor. There's a pain in my brain. What you do is the next chord are a B and an A. How Brian would play it, something like. So basically, if you use that way of playing chords, what you can do is use your little and ring finger to bar all the strings on the 4th fret. Basically doing a B chord. But it's the hard way of doing a B chord, basically. Back to A. Then a D. I'll try and sing at the same time. Please excuse my voice. There's a pain in my brain, a feeling in my heart. My blood's fit for bursting my body apart. I'm gonna ride the night to the morning sun. And then there's that little interlude, which is B to A. And then F sharp to E. But it's played only as little bars of 2 strings, basically. You bar the D and the G string for that first part. The same 2 strings barred form an A chord. And then you do the same for the strings above, so the A string and the D string, which form an F sharp minor and an E. And then that same verse again. And now we enter the second solo, which starts exactly the same place. 14th fret, 16th fret, sorry. What you do is you bend that string for a full step, but then you bend it for a 1.5 step. What you do is you hit the E string, the notes on the same fret but above on the E string, while bending the B string. And then switching, releasing the B and bending the E. Oops. Do that again. I'll do that again. And you do that same pre-bend thing we did before. And then in the live versions, Brian would stop there and go back to that F sharp chord. In the studio version, there's a harmonized thing where he da, 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 da. And you could just do a long bend. We'll just go. And then back. So it starts immediately on the B and the A. Same verse as before. Now, third solo. So I'd recommend you switch to out of phase for that one. Maybe neck and bridge. No, neck and middle out of phase. Sorry. And it starts always the same place. But then it goes into a kind of Bohemian Rhapsody thing. Again. And a kind of chromatic rundown there. Go to second fret on the G. Whoops. And that's for the third solo. Now you enter the transition part between the verses and the bridge, which is, it's a big drum. moment. I think there are some background guitars there, something like, which is just, it's a knee, but then you move your first finger to the one fret below on the A string, like One Vision, same as, so, and then open A, I think. Same starting from the D, and then it goes into F sharp again. That same thing again. And then it's an F. It's a bridge. So the bridge is, you need to keep the rhythm on your right hand, and it's just an F chord. And you play that kind of motif on pattern on the E string. So it's all on the E string, starts on the 4th fret, to the 6th, to the 7th, back to the 6th, then to the 4th, 2nd, and 1st again. And then you follow the vocals for that part. And then back to, that's a D flat chord. And then back to a D normal, D. To A. To G. To an F sharp. So now, off to the tapping solo. It's an interesting one. Not that hard. What's hard is to switch rapidly between the different positions for tapping. So it starts. It's the kind of motif is something like this. So the right hand finger arrives on time. But it's just a bit faster than that. What you do is you pull off with that finger, that ring finger. So it starts, you use your first finger on the 10th fret, on the E string, your ring finger on the 14th, and your first finger on the, what is it, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19th. So you do that motif, that pattern. For the second part, you move your finger on the right hand to 2 frets below. And what you do is you move your whole left hand a semitone down. So, but keeping your right hand finger on the same position. And back to the same position again, the starting position. Now the hardest part, you move your ring finger to a fret above, so it's a full 5 fret stretch, or 4 fret. You could use your little finger. And back to the same position. The next position is a major chord, a major E chord. Then it's also a difficult part. You need to bend on the 17th fret and all the way down, and you will do something like, so you bend, you release, and you bend again. But all while doing that, you are tapping 2 frets above that. So it's pretty hard because you need to not tap on the wood, because you just bent the string. So if you tap on the wood where the string was when it was not bent, it's not gonna make any sound. So you need to follow the string with that finger. But it's pretty fast. I'm not the master of this, it's very hard. And then the next part of tapping is no, the pattern changes a bit there on the second part. Instead of, it goes to, and then you move your right hand finger a fret above. And for the final part, which is also quite hard, it's harmonized. It's the smallest interval you could make while tapping. It's a which is harmonized with the same phrase, a string above. When you're done with that part, there is a descent which starts as a bend on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16th, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th fret on the B string. I'll play that again. So slowly, because it's gonna take a while. So it's a free semitone bends. Same melody as during the bridge. I think he actually plays something like, but in the live version he just does. No. And then and then back to the verse, the last verse. And then instead of coming back to the F sharp there, you come back to a D. Back to an A, E, D again, A, E. And now the next part is actually harmonized in the studio version. But if you want to play a one-take version of it, so it's F sharp minor, A, sorry, F sharp minor, E major, A major, then it's a D flat, and a D. So to speed it's something like fuck. The next part is also a difficult part. It's basically playing a D chord, but a triad on the last 3 strings. Up there. Same thing as Under Pressure. And what you do is you move your first finger a fret below. You alternate between something like. So it's a very hard part because you need to stretch a lot. Slide down, silence, and then F sharp. Then you do a dive bomb on the E string. And when you're up again, an F sharp. So that's all for the song. What I would give as advice is to be careful with upstrokes and downstrokes, especially during the verses. A good way to give life to those chords is to give a little rhythm with your hand. Follow the drums, basically. You know. I'm exaggerating a bit there, but it sounds good to add those hits from time to time with the sixpence, especially with the sixpence, which hits the string in a very metallic way. So yeah, that's all for the song. If you have any other suggestions for me to record other songs, I have also, the next one would be Brighton Rock, which I've already started doing. And yeah, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and every other stupid YouTube things. And I'll see you next time.